Some of my new subscribers and maybe people who are curious, I mentioned about our library. This is one of the places that we store books. These are mostly, like over here is like church history, and then I mentioned Hunter S. Thompson. Like this is his book, Hell's Angels, and Who Killed Hunter S. Thompson, and Hunter S. Thompson, Better Than Sex, Confessions of a Political Junkie. These are all my Hunter S. Thompson collection. LSD, psychedelic collection, LSD, conscious expanding drug. Here's my Reformed Bible College diploma. Here is my Reformed Theological Seminary, Jackson, Mississippi, my Master of Divinity degree. So this is like, here's the books on the Kennedys, America's Queen, the Kennedys, Wars, Berlin, Cuba, Laos, and Vietnam. And then you have, John Updike over here, Saul Billow, Trollope. Oh, these are all Trollope. So this is kind of, I've shown these before. These are like Christian books, Reformation readings of Paul, John Owens. These are Bibles. There's John Wayne. These are all Christian spirituality, Roman Catholicism, Eastern Orthodoxy, history of spirituality, mysticism. These are all Puritans and Scottish theology and Puritan Reform theology and all kinds of books like that. So this is part of the library. I just showed you these books in a video. I showed you all these. These are all Old Testament and New Testament commentaries, biblical studies, Old Testament introductions, New Testament introductions, Pauline theology. It just goes on and on. Then I mentioned I got lighting. I put new light bulbs in here. After about 5 or 7 years, I finally got around to using light bulbs, so it's kind of more bright in here. I had that lighting. Oh, I mentioned I got this lighting. I'll show you in a minute. See? So now I can see the lower level. I can see down there. See? I can see down there. I can see back here. When I go back here, there's books. So I can see the books. Books here. Books down there. So this kind of helps. I have a little light in here. This is all history, writers. So that kind of helps. Turn that off. So yeah, this is it's gotten kind of crammed. I say that lighting really helps, those light bulbs. And of course there's John Calvin and Martin Luther up there. These are all women writers. These are all men writers. Christian books. These are all kinds of books. A lot of these are my New York Review books. A lot of these are like New York Review books. These are all the Penguin Classics. There was a tag called Penguin Classic Tags. I collected some of those from our library. So There's Bibles up there and John Calvin's comment. These are all Christian books. This is Christian books on the Bible, reference books, commentaries, biblical studies. This is all my Jack Kerouac collection down here. These are all Jack Kerouac. This is all Jack Kerouac here. There's me when I graduated from seminary. I was really young then. And this is all poetry down here. These are all different writers. Voldman, T.C. Boyle, Bret and Easton Ellis, Joseph Heller, Don DeLeo, Henry Miller. These are all biographies on American history. This is all history. This big pile here is all history. Over here are like biographies on music and art. Certain writers, like certain writers. So I just see like Nirvana. And you know, I was watching last night on the History Channel that series on Grant. I was going to watch that tonight because at 9 o'clock, the third episode. This is on Grant. This is Grant's personal memoirs. Another book on Grant. Grant, a biography by William S. McFeely. And then you have Ulysses Grant in War and Peace by H.W. Brands, The Man Who Saved the Union. So yeah, I was watching those on the History Channel on Ulysses Grant. So things like that are down here. All kinds of books. These are books on the 60s. There's my Richard Powers collection down there. My Henry James collection. Books on the Civil Rights Movement. Oh, it just goes on and on. Over here are like biographies. These are all different writers. Mainly from the early modernism, just all kinds of stuff. But this is kind of like what I'm saying. This is the lower level, and it gets kind of crazy down here looking for stuff, as I said. So over here is like T.H. Lawrence, D.H. Lawrence, Edmund Wilson, Thomas Hardy, Thomas Mann, James Bull, Paul Bowles, Thomas Wolfe, John Cheever. There's a whole shelf of books on FDR and Theodore Roosevelt. And it just goes on and on and on. So there's no end to books down here. So I just thought I'd show you. That's all history. Books on Barry Goldwater up there, and Politics of Rage, the Jews in America. There's a biography of Daniel Boone. These are like male writers. This is a book that was really on BookTube for a while. The Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. So that's the lower level. I've shown videos of my main study, and there's books in the living room. There's books in the dining room. But yeah, this is primarily, there's books over here in boxes. That's all books on the Kennedys down there. I wanted to get this out because I was reading about this today, about the building of the Great Society inside Lyndon Johnson's White House. I want to look at that tonight. There's Negatov all in there. That's all ancient and Roman history. There's Hemingway and Faulkner and people like that. The Russians down here. Saints of the East, these are Christian books. Saints and Sinners, History of the Popes. And there's a biography, A Life of Jonathan Edwards by George M. Marsden. There's a book I looked at the other night, A Thirst for Souls, Spiritual Desire, in Bernardo Clairvaux, Sermons on the Song of Songs by, who's this by? By Michael Casey. Oh, it just goes on and on. So yeah, this is the lower level. There's the Reformation commentaries, New Oxford Annotated Bible. So yeah, that's part of the library. So just thought I'd show it to you. There's books up there. There's books up there. Bibles, you know, books, history. It just goes on and on and on. So this is from, so I hope you enjoyed the little peek of the library down here in the lower level, and until next time, bye.